Hello everybody and welcome back to DCS. It's been forever since I've gotten the chance to really do some flying in it, so I figured today we're going to do something relatively simple, but also something I've never done. So, when I've seen air shows, I have seen them do, wow, that's a lot of F-18s. I've seen them do a high alpha pass at relatively low speed, so I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to do that and how to do it well. That's going to be the hard part. So we're going to basically go take off. I don't know which runway we're on, and this is apparently a runway, so I think we will take it. Nose is starting to lift. Gears coming up. I'm going to keep it relatively low. It's a little turbulent today. It's kind of weird. Dude's not going to like me for this. But that is flaps full. Okay, let's turn that off. That's going to get annoying. Alright. Here's our runway. Not landing. Also not landing. Alright, we're going to keep that on the horizon. See just how slow we can get. Alright, we can't keep that on the horizon. It's 130. Descending just a little bit. It's 128 knots. Still ascending, so 122 knots is a little too much. And we're only at a 17-degree alpha. So let's give her a little more power. We're going to climb out of this. Completely turn that all the way down. And get her turned around. Configured. We'll go into that slow flight again. Guess not too happy with all these high alpha turns. Probably should have teardropped just a little bit more. Look at that, 17-degree alpha. A little high. Okay, we're at throttle idle. We're ignoring that stall horn warning. Alright, we were about 120 knots last time. Once we get to about 120 this time, we need way more power for this. The idea is to get past the point that we're able to lift ourselves, and we're just so light, I can't get it up any higher. Like, the stick is full back in my lap. I just don't have enough speed. I can't do much. Be able to trick it into going further, but I don't think I want to do that. See if we can get 114 to work. We can. Alright. Level out. We can stop panicking. A little bit of an angle from the runway. What do you want? That's why they have the gear down in that pass so often. A, it's really hard to actually to not accelerate. That's probably the hardest part. It's actually really hard for that. Also, I have no idea where 2 went. I think he just left. So we do want to be about 100 AGL. Switch that to barometric. Turn to radar. Line up on the runway, crowd center. Count for the lag. There's 15 degrees. Uh-oh. Let's full back. Come on, play nice. 116 knots. This is taking a surprising amount of throttle. I mean, if you look down there, we don't really want to climb or descend. This thing doesn't have a VSI. It kind of does. But I am full back on the stick, just trying to get it up a little bit more. And it takes thrust to get it up. Let's try 25 degrees, climbing 2,000 feet a minute. Come on. Okay, here's 35 degrees. It's just too light. Climbing at 5,000 feet a minute, our speed's hardly descending. I think we should be in full stall here. 100 knots. There's the stall. So maybe 105. Problem is I need that additional thrust to keep it going. What is beeping at me? An airspeed warning or something? Okay, we're doing 150 knots at 5,000 AGL. We should be just fine. Although we are at like a 16 degree alpha. Going down at 9,000 feet a minute. Alright, we're gonna do a high G, low altitude, right hand pass. Assuming crowd is on the left. Try not to break Mach because they get really mad when you do that. And let's circle around the tower. Oh. Trying to keep that fuzz just on the edge of the vision. Not even in burner. I'm not sure if this is going to be minimum radius. Yeah, that was... Nope. Not my best turn. You have to keep a constant airspeed for that one. Let's circle back around. Try not to knock him out. Looks like a dog park. I think that's what they call it in all the tutorial missions. But we're gonna come in a little slower. No flaps. Trying for 350 knots. And tower, mill, yank. I can do a constant radius, or I can do it tight as you can get. But you can't really do both. This thing will just keep pulling and pulling. We're doing 200 knots. So, if we kick her in burner, see how 250 does. I might be able to get this one at 250. No. 250 is not going to be a maximum G or min radius. But that was a constant radius turn. Came back right over the runway. Now let's do some of that Airshow stuff. We're going to do the climb, 3/4 turn, and we're going to pull this way. And normally they level off on that one, but I decided to add the rolling. Is that a golf course? Let's investigate. Make sure it is indeed a golf course. This pilot is just getting abused. His body is not going to be happy from this. Oh, this is how you really fly it. I did not even realize there was a crane there. We would have hit that. It's definitely a golf course. And let's corkscrew it in. Alright, with this one, we're going to come in with some extra altitude. And we're going to throw a loop into a Cobra. Alright, so we're at least 5,000 AGL. And they're right there. So, let's go loop. Seven Gs. Killing the throttle. And that's where we're going. Pulling on the stick. Kicking the rudder. Will it go in? We're idle on the throttle. Well, we're at 43, 44, 45. This is roughly Cobra. Now we're getting full Cobra. It did not like that. Come on, we're covered with 4,000 to go. Alright, let's come in at about 6,000 again. Do another Cobra and see if we can get 2 loops. Climbing left-hand turn. There's 6,000. Let's turn this energy into a rollout. We're just in mill. Oh, this is easy in mill. Okay. That's 7,000. I think it takes us about 2,000 to recover. So, once we are over it, right about now, go to the loop. 7 Gs. Straight over the top. Inverted, pulling the throttles back. This is what the aircraft does not really like. Super high alpha. Check it. See if we can get in. 45 degree. There we go. We are in full Cobra. 11,000 descent rate. It's already unhappy with us. We're doing 85 knots. It's really unhappy. Alright, it's saying 4,000 barrel. And let's recover. They don't like it when you recover over the stadium. But I think if we recover much later, we're not going to recover. That would be a crowd pleaser. Most of the time, the low energy stuff is crowd pleasers, just because they're hard. They're really close, they're really personal, they tend to be pretty hard. Sweep around for a low altitude, high speed pass into a vertical, and let's square the box. nice and low. Keeping it in tight. A little bumpy here. And hard on the stick, looking for 90 degrees straight up. Yeah, right about there. Straight up. And at 250 knots, we're gonna square it over the top. Oh boy, it did not like how many G's I just pulled. Let's get it. Oh geez, we're descending a lot. This thing does not like to fly inverted like this. And over the other end of the airfield, here comes the hard part. We have to catch ourselves. Speed brakes out. Aiming for the end of the runway. And pulling. Could have waited a lot longer. But this gives me a lot of spare energy to play with. And we're back where we started. Try that one more time. Moving on all the G's, suddenly we go straight negative. I don't really want that extra, we need that extra altitude. I'm gonna let it come over gracefully. Gonna slam it over like we did last time. Gonna hold that stick really far forward. Now we're climbing. Get that a little less. A little that way, so let's pull it this way because all of our controls are inverted essentially. Turns are too. And speed brakes, throttle's neutral. Straight towards the ground. Speed brakes are definitely out. Oh boy. That was about as late as I could have pushed it. Woohoo! Ooh, a little bump there. Alright. We are gonna bring her in for a short landing. This is not how you're supposed to do landings. But we have plenty of altitude, airspace, energy. We're just gonna bring it in nice, simple, easy landing. I'm high, fast, and not on AOA. Don't like it when you do that. Speed brakes are out. We're definitely gonna land long because of this one. Speed brakes are in. Not gonna fall off the hill. Just gonna goose it in here. Oh yeah, that was a goose. I doubt we can make that taxiway, but we can try. We might be able to make that taxiway. What do we have remaining? Like, oh, that's 4,000. That's plenty. I thought that taxiway was much closer. It was not. It's way up there. Well, that kind of turned into a informal-ish air show. I was just trying to get high alpha. Discovered I can't go over 17.5, 18 degree alpha. And we ended up doing a whole lot more. Try not to kill the jet. I think this is technically a run-up area. Or a disarming area, because you point that way. If we go down to the end, then you're only pointing at the landing aircraft, so that's probably fine. I would have figured they'd want to point you out into the desert. Well, guess it's safer for the civilians if you stop jets here, disarm them, etc. Well, that was exciting and not exactly what I planned, but hopefully it was at least interesting to you guys. We still have 6,000 pounds of gas. We didn't use any burner. But let me know if you guys want to see more and what you want to see, and we will see you guys in the next episode.